Peace. Kofa, Growth Talk Entertainment. This is Growth Talk the podcast. Wake your glass up. What's going on, y'all? Thank y'all for being in here again, rocking with me twice today. This is my second live today. Once again, I am your humble host, Kofa, K-O-F-A, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell, right there on your screen. Once again, this is Growth Talk Entertainment, the podcast. This is where we help men find a positive fuck it. GROWTH stands for Gentlemen Reaching Our Wealth Through Healing. Go ahead and get the housekeeping out the way. You know how to use Cash App. You know how to use PayPal. It's up there on the screen. Donate if you see fit. If not, all good. JT hit me with it as soon as I make sure you drop your channel in the chat. Thank you, brother. Again, y'all been in the YouTube streets long enough. You know how to use the super chats. Use them as you see fit. I'm not going to do a lot of shaking of my tin cup. I appreciate anything I can get. $2, $1. Go to hell, Kofa. I don't care. I'm just thankful that y'all are in here. Let me go ahead and hit y'all with Randy. I think. My button don't want to work. But got to still make sure that y'all get thanked by the realest. Let me see. Why my button not working?
So, and what a beautiful, give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. And,
give yourselves a round of applause. You are so lovely. Struggle streaming already, but we're going to get this thing done. We're not going to be here long. Other housekeeping, hit the like button. The like button is free. Take your shoes off when you come in my house. Hit the like button, even if you're not going to stick around for a while. I appreciate that as well, Brother Jay Gray. With that all said, housekeeping out the way, let me slide over to y'all comments. Let's see who we got in the building. BT in the building. Maybe. He says, peace, Kofa, peace, Malika, and chat. I'm going to catch the replay. I'm heading out tonight. You and Mama Lex be safe. Give her this for me.
You go, girl.
Let's go to Brother Malika says, peace to the fam. Thank you for being in here, good brother. Second time. It's a pleasure to have you as always.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Jay Great in the building. He says, salute to you, good brother. Thank you for being in here. Brother JT Corner Rings in the building. I appreciate you being in here, bro. He says, hello, Kofa, in chat. And Jay Gray hit me with a 2 spot as well. He says, what up, Kofa? Here's $2 on that pot player. I appreciate you, good brother. So you and JT both get a...
These last $2.
I appreciate it. You see the title tonight, man. This is the boring stuff that I'm talking about that brothers got to do to get better. So the question of the night is, do you really know yourself as a man? If so, y'all can share y'all stories in the chat. You can hit me up on IG or Facebook. It's growthtalk_Kofa. You can find me there. Hit me up with questions. I get DMs. I'm not going to say all the time like I'm just that popular. But brothers do hit me up and they'll tell me thank you or they'll pose a question. And again, especially for the purposes of something tonight where we're talking about the mind state, I am not a guru. I am not a psychologist. I am not an attorney. I do not play one on YouTube. I'm just a brother with a good mic, a decent camera, and I care. So I want brothers to get better. Remember, I told y'all about this 16 personality test probably about a week or so ago. And I told you one day we're going to have some homework. So I just want to see who's in here, who did their homework. I know Brother Malika's a little bit ahead of the game. I think he's done this. We spoke about it in the chat last time. But I want to play a video that does a way better job of breaking it down than I ever could as far as the different 16 personality types. But just a little bit of background. It was developed by a psychologist. I think is it Carl or George Jung, but Jung. If you look up that psychologist, you'll see this. It'll come up. If you put in 16 personalities, you'll see it. I'm also going to bring up the website. But this is the type of boring stuff that I talk about brothers doing to try to get a better understanding of who they are. We spend so much time trying to navigate the world that we're dealing with, whether it's the job or the home life, the women we deal with, our children, especially those of us who are girl dads, trying to navigate their feelings. I've said it before. I got my mama in this ear, my baby mama in the other, and my daughter right here. So I'm just pulled all these different directions. And then your daughter grows up, she becomes a woman. Then you realize, oh shit, she's a woman too. Sometimes she be on that bullshit.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
But guess what? They say the same things about us. All good. We're not going to be here long. This is just one video. Y'all going to get a monologue from me tonight. It's not deep. It's not super esoteric or anything like that. But I did want to have that conversation. Before we get this out the way, we have like, where Kofa getting all this jewelry from? I'm not balling out of control. This is my grandfather's ring. He was a 33rd degree Mason. I just got my third. So I'm wearing it with pride. And I'm also wearing this because I know y'all never seen me wear jewelry like that before on here. So peace to the brothers of the craft. Let's get it going.
The Myers-Briggs personality test is one of the most popular and well-known personality tests out there. It divides people into 16 types, ranging from the most rare, the INFJ, representing only 1.5% of the population, to the most common, the ISFJ, which makes up about 14% of the population. Today on Charisma, we're going to help you figure out what your Myers-Briggs personality type is. Before we get into the 16 types, let's take a look at how the test categorizes people according to 4 dimensions. Dimension 1, introversion versus extroversion. This dimension refers to how people derive energy. Introverts get energy from being alone, while extroverts become energized from their external environment, which usually means being around other people. Dimension 2, intuition versus sensing. This looks at how people view the world around them. Those with intuition are imaginative and focus on ideas and abstract concepts. Those with sensing pay more attention to logic, facts, and practicality. Dimension 3, thinking versus feeling. This component looks at how people make decisions. Those with a thinking dimension make decisions with their head, while those with a feeling dimension make decisions with their heart. And lastly, Dimension 4, judging versus perceiving. This last dimension looks at how others see you. Do you come across as organized and logical? If so, you might have a judging quality. If people see you as being spontaneous and flexible, you might be categorized as perceiving. Now that you have an overview of each category, let's dive into the types.
I'm going to pause it there real quick on number 1 before we get going. This is also important for not just you understanding yourself, but they said it in the video, and it's something that I shared with y'all before. It's a positive thing for seeing how people see you. So it's not just about you looking at you, which is the ultimate. That's your foundation. But it's important on understanding how other people see you, especially when you're sitting in a leadership role, whether it's a household, again, the job, or even amongst your peer group. Like for me, you may not be the guy that would plan the guys trip. You play your part, pay your money, do whatever. It's some guys out there that actually plan it, stop to finish, all that type of stuff. They can execute, get things done in that realm. Now, when it comes down to actually handling real life situations, they may not be the best at it. So it's not just about how you see you, it's about how others see you. And it gives you a leg up on how you can perceive and see other people, even if they don't know it themselves. So this is just a tool that you can use. I'm not saying it's the end all be all. I know everybody's not the same religion. Everybody doesn't believe in anything esoteric, or some of y'all may be atheists out there. It doesn't fucking matter. But at the end of the day, we are all human beings and people, and we have to navigate this, especially as men, because we're the only ones that get held accountable as the leaders, whether things work out or not. So let's let the video keep going. But I am going to stop it in between. It's like 11 minutes, but I just wanted to run so you could start thinking, oh shit, that might be me. Oh shit, that's so-and-so at the job. Now I understand why they said X, Y, and Z. Oh shit, that's my family member. Now I know why they're moving like they're moving. And also, again, how you present yourself to the world.
Number 1, ENTJ, the commander. If you love nothing more than the feeling of accomplishment, you may be an ENTJ. This personality type excels at creating a vision and then executing that vision to the very end. Because of this, ENTJs are often known for their ability to accomplish anything they put their mind to. And as indicated by their commander nickname, ENTJs also make great leaders because of their charisma and natural authority. Number 2, ISTJ, the inspector. Some of the most successful leaders and innovators throughout history have been ISTJs, including Warren Buffett, J.D. Rockefeller, and Queen Elizabeth II. This is because ISTJs are known for being methodical, thorough, and dependable. If you're an ISTJ, you'll achieve your goals no matter what gets in your way through calm, steady progress. You also have a strong respect for tradition and law and order, which you may bring to both your career and your personal relationships. Number 3, ENTP, the debater. Do you have a secret, or not so secret, rebellious side? Do you love engaging with others through debate? If this sounds like you, it's a sign you might be an ENTP. If you're an ENTP, you'll likely have opinions about just about everything and not be afraid to voice them. In fact, you love nothing more than a great debate, even if your opinion is the odd one out. Being a rebel, you're not afraid to go against the status quo, and are even less afraid to argue your reasoning as to why. Number 4, ISTP, the crafter. Are you someone who values learning through hands-on experience? If so, you might be an ISTP. This type often ends up in a career path that allows them to employ their problem-solving abilities like engineering, science, or construction. But your desire for hands-on experience doesn't only extend to the workplace. You also like to experience the world directly in your free time, often through adventure or thrill-seeking behavior. You might be drawn to skydiving, bungee jumping, surfing, or another activity that helps you get your adrenaline up. Number 5, ESTP, the persuader. Are you outgoing, logical, and a quick decision maker? If so, you might be an ESTP. Because you're action-oriented and very sociable, you are likely skilled at professions like sales, where you can make use of your gregariousness and ability to thrive in a fast-paced environment. You don't spend a lot of time overanalyzing a situation and don't make decisions based on emotion. This allows you to be an efficient problem solver and someone who's not only great at, but enjoys putting out fires. Number 6,
Stop it right there real quick. So this is 5 in. You see all these different personality types and different things they can do here, there. Appreciate that, TJ. Salute, brother, for the 5 spot. Let me go ahead and get you. I don't know how that popped up and I don't see. There we go. My chat was lagging. Brother TJ, Through the Fire Podcast in the building. He says, Through the Fire Podcast is here. I appreciate you, good bro.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
And I'm going to hit you with it. And salute to you as well, Beanie. I appreciate you being in here. But you see all those different personality types that they've already talked about. That's 5 different personality types, or we'll call them people today. That's 5 different people. How many things did you hear in between there, whether you heard something about yourself or somebody that you know? They may be better at engineering, especially now as we're adults. We're either already have been, or some people are coming into their own as far as their careers and their work ethic and the way they engage with each other. I know if anybody else is familiar with this 16 personality test, let me know in the chat. I know brother Malika is. Malika, whatever tidbits or thoughts you can add in the chat, brother, is much appreciated as always. But I just know that you're the one in the chat right now that is familiar with this. Let me go ahead and keep it running. But that's 5 different people that are either more extroverted, outgoing, which the most of the world is extroverted. That's why the club is popular. That's why certain types of music, dance music, is very popular. That's why pop culture is popular, because most people glean off of other people's energy. That's where you get your extroverts from. More introverted people, we tend to get bogged down being around a large group of people. I've always worked better in smaller groups and been able to execute. This is why you rarely, if ever, see me on a panel on anyone's channel. If you do see me on a panel, it's usually somebody that I know. I'm not trying to hop in, out the chat and cam up and do all this and back and forth. That shit is draining. But some people live off that. And you see the difference in those channels that have that type of platform, from the subscribership to the super chats to everything else. They usually have more because they're speaking to more people, because more people are more extroverted. They look for that type of energy. So let's keep it rolling. I just wanted to use that example because I know that y'all know in YouTube land what I'm talking about.
SFJ, the protector. If you're known as being someone who stands up for those you love, you might be an ISFJ, otherwise known as the protector or the defender. If someone you know gets hurt, you'll jump to help them, even sacrificing your own needs for those you love. Because of this, ISFJs are often thought of as being selfless. But this isn't because you want a pat on the back or praise for your behavior. It just genuinely makes you feel good to care for others. Number 7, INTJ, the architect. Otherwise known as the mastermind, INTJs are incredibly logical and strategic in their way of approaching the world. If you're an INTJ, you have high expectations of not only yourself, but also those around you. Good enough doesn't cut it for you. You expect excellence. While this can sometimes be taken to an extreme and lead to harmful levels of perfectionism, most of the time it means that INTJs find success in whatever area they pursue. In fact, INTJs are some of the highest earners out of all of the Myers-Briggs personality types. Number 8, ESTJ, the director. What do George Washington, Judge Judy, Michelle Obama, and Margaret Thatcher have in common? They're all ESTJ personality types. As you can see, this personality type, also known as the director, makes great leaders. This is due to their ability to get things done quickly and efficiently and their skill in managing others. So if a friend has ever joked that maybe you should run for political office, it might be a sign that you're an ESTJ. Number 9, INFP, the mediator. Do you spend much of your time daydreaming, coming up with inventive inner worlds and stories? If so, you might be an INFP. Incredibly imaginative. INFPs have rich inner lives, and if you're an INFP, you love spending time in this inner world. Look no further than at some of the most famous INFPs like J.K. Rowling or William Shakespeare to understand how vibrant an INFP's inner world can be. Your creativity, however, is not a means of escaping from reality. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's instead derived from a need for a higher calling or purpose, which you communicate through your creativity. Number 10, ISFP, the artist. Like INFPs, ISFPs are also highly creative and have rich imaginations. Where they differ from INFPs, however, is in their sensing dimension. This means that ISFPs are more present-focused, whereas INFPs are more focused on the future. Because of this, if you're an ISFP, you'll be more focused on how to extract value from the present moment rather than from the future. You might, for instance, spend extra money on an experience like a concert or an art show instead of investing it. To you, it's much better to enjoy the present moment rather than stress about future events that may or may not happen. Number 11, ENFP, the champion. While they're certainly capable of accomplishing big goals, ENFPs are nicknamed the champion for their ability to help others realize their goals. Often motivational speakers, life coaches, or teachers, ENFPs find purpose through helping others succeed. And what's more, if you're an ENFP, you're naturally great at this because you're gifted with the ability to be organically inspiring and motivating without seeming like you're trying too hard. Number 12, INTP, the thinker.
I'm gonna pause it right there real quick, take it back a little bit for number 12. But I wanted to bring these comments up. Brother Beanie with it, he says, the MBTI is useful these days. I just don't pin it to my main belief, but it helps me a lot. I'm very blind in my sensing, especially in hindsight. And that was one of the points that I wanted to make, that I made earlier, Beanie. It does not have to be your sole and only or main belief system. It's just more of an understanding thing. And when I understood myself as a leader at work, I had to understand who else I was dealing with. So when I took mine, I knew I was an INFJ. And like I said before, I took it several times and I kept getting the same thing. So I'm confident in that now. Not that I wasn't confident in myself before. I knew who I was and I knew where I wanted to be, but I was losing some type of connection, not just with people, but I was lacking something in communication, where I was saying something that I believe was clear. Other people weren't receiving it. So this test and reading through the responses and how everything is broken down, again, I'll show you in a second, reading through how everything was broken down, it helped me understand how other people were also perceiving me. And it also helped me see them clearer. Taking this test can alleviate so much, especially in the workspace, when you're dealing with these people on such a regular basis, but you don't take them home with you. It also helps when you're looking for a significant other, when you're dating, or whether you're just dealing with people, period. You start to see and notice little things, and you know who to keep away from, who you can deal with in this space, and who could be really, really rocking with you. And you know, again, because I struggle with that, when I'm quote unquote, other people see it as me isolating myself, I'm really, really recharging. So one of those things where we always joked throughout the year, because I was out of pocket, I was kind of, out of the way because of the military duties, but I also had this going on. I also found out I had a son. I also took my Shahada and became a Muslim. I had so many things on my plate, and it's things I've been thinking about for years, but I pushed off to the side, trying to take care of everybody else and being that advocate that I was, and not truly understanding myself and how to put myself in a better position, just simply being who I am. So I know a lot of other brothers are struggling out there with that, because you know who you are, you're confident in who you are as a man, but you don't know how to put you into the proper place in the world. That's why I always use chess as an example. Let me get to Brother Malika's comment. Brother Malika says, Kofa, I'm an INFJ just like you. The test is great. It helps you understand and define. Big word. Thank you.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Thank you, Brother Malika. It helps you define your personality. Where people are always questioning you, why you do it this way, why'd you say that, why are you moving like that? This helped me get to the place where people were talking about me isolating myself, or was I depressed and everything like that. I could use some of the tools, it's just a tools I learned in this, and then also coming with maturity and a better vocabulary of explaining this is why I move, and standing on that. Talking about standing on business, just standing on that and meaning it. So the right people are going to be around you. The wrong people are they're going to take care of themselves. They're going to remove themselves more than likely from your space, because they can't rock with that. It's certain friends that I have that I like I talk about all the time, the passport bros being passport bro Jason or whatever. It's certain brothers that I know I can travel with. It's some brothers I wouldn't go to the damn corner store with.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
But they cool as fuck. You got to know where to put people in your life. You got to know where to put you in your life. Got another comment. Beanie says, salute for the INFJ. Salute to you as well. Beanie says, same here, INFJ. We seem to gravitate, and I'm thankful to be here with you, brother. I appreciate it.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I'm glad you said this, Beanie. We'll get back to the video. Beanie says, we think about the whole team and put ourselves last, leaving us with lesser than 100. That is a fact, bro. I did it my entire life, and that's why I knew who I was in doing that. I did not know or understand, or like Malika said, I could not define why. Then I had to understand how to step back, make it about the team, and still make sure I got mine.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
You can't pour from an empty cup. Brother DG, the legend in the building. Salute to you, good brother. I appreciate you being in here, dog. Let's keep on rocking with the video. Only a few minutes left.
Because you're gifted with the ability to be organically inspiring and motivating without seeming like you're trying too hard. Number 12, INTP, the thinker. Adept problem solvers. INTPs try to organize and make sense of the world through their logical side. If you're an INTP, you'll likely prefer time to yourself where you can be alone with your thoughts. You enjoy problem solving, and because of your thinking dimension, believe that problems are best solved with logic rather than emotion. Because of this, INTPs often excel in positions that require the ability to problem solve, like science or engineering. Number 13, ESFJ, the caregiver. Are you always trying to figure out how to bring more harmony to your environment? Are you great at resolving conflict amongst others and getting people to work together? You may be an ESFJ. The reason you're so good at bringing harmony to an environment, whether that's a contentious work meeting or an awkward social gathering, is because of your hyper-awareness of not only the feelings of others, but how their feelings are interpreted by the people around them. This allows you to pinpoint others' needs and then work to make sure they're being met. Number 14, ESFP, the performer. Do you thrive in the spotlight? Are you known as the one who always has the best stories and is the best at telling them? If so, you might be an ESFP. This type is nicknamed the performer for a reason, as they often draw to entertainment professions like acting and music. However, despite their love of being the center of attention, this doesn't mean that ESFPs are self-centered or unaware of others' feelings. In fact, ESFPs are quite the opposite, as they're known for being incredibly caring and sensitive to the feelings of others. Number 15, INFJ, the advocate. One of the rarest personality types, INFJs are often known for having contradictory personality characteristics. They are logical, yet highly emotional, imaginative, yet also very analytical. And despite their perfectionist natures, they can come across as very laid back. What is consistent about them, however, is their desire to better the human race. Famous INFJs include Mohandas Gandhi, Jane Goodall, Florence Nightingale, and Eleanor Roosevelt, all of whom are advocates for improving the world around them. So, if you're drawn to careers like social work or medicine because this provides you with the ability to help people, you might be an INFJ. Number 16, ENFJ, the giver. The counterpart to the rarest Myers-Briggs type, the INFJ, is the ENFJ. The ENFJ differs from the INFJ in their extroverted dimension or their need to get energy from others rather than time by themselves. Their similarities, however, lie in their caring nature and desire to help make the world a better place. If you're an ENFJ, you're likely an attentive, natural leader because your passion to improve the world naturally inspires those around you. Speaking of those around you, have you ever wondered if you're smarter than the people around you? Watch this next video to find out if you're smarter than most people. Keep watching Charisma to learn about that topic and many others.
Shout out to the Charisma channel. Salute to them.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
And the work they did putting together that video. Let me get to y'all comments. Wilt in the building, he says, "What's good, family?" He said also there's an echo. I'm not sure if you were talking about me or the video. I have my echo cancellation on, so it should be good. If there is an echo, somebody else in the chat, let me know as well. Brother Malika says, when I took a step back and started putting myself first, I began to see the Matrix code like Neo and began winning in life.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Yeah, Beanie, I miss Obsidian too. I try to catch him when I can on Rumble. It's been a good while. I actually need to reach out to the brother and check in on him. Let's go ahead and hold on. Let me bring this other screen up real quick. Let's go ahead and look at the actual website. Not you. Get that out of here. Stop. Bam. Okay, cool. Now let me slide over and share the screen real quick. Make sure that works. Cool. Y'all can see that. So this is this website again, y'all. That was the video for the night. We're almost done. But I want to point out something. When you go here to take the test up here on the site, it will not, it gives you another breakdown but it's not going to let you move past. But when the questions come up, until you answer one question, it won't let you go to the next question. You see how it says, it starts out simple like this. So it's not going to ask you if you were touched as a child and all that other shit, but it does get deep. It has a way of asking questions that we probably would take for granted, or you probably haven't thought about. Because even when I took it a few times, it was always a few questions that made me like, damn, I never thought about how early I exited a party. I never really put any consideration into where I may have met, a woman or whatever the case. I was about to say wife, but ain't got one of those. Knock on wood. Anyway, but it says you regularly make friends. Then you got your degrees, whether you agree or disagree. They can go down to complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. How much thought do you want to put into something? You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than factual arguments. Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. I know my house is. My desk can be a mess because I have paperwork, and I'll just stack that shit up and put it in the drawer and come back and rescatter it all over again. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. So for that one, I would click, I fully agree with that. You find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. I would somewhat agree with this. It would be somewhere in there. But you see how the flow of everything goes with the test, and that's how the rest of the test goes. Again, these 5 questions are only like 10%. Not even that, I think, of the test. So it can get a little bit lengthy, but I wanted to check back and see if anybody was going to come back in the chat that was here from the other night that actually did the test. Again, here we are with the 16 personality types. We just went over in the video. So you got your analysts, your diplomats, sentinels. They give them all these little, cute names, explorers or whatever. And then you go, of course, find your type. So you got to take the test. And let me go back and see if I can hover it over again. Bring that up. So yeah. So you got your analysts, your diplomats, your sentinels, your explorers, and then it's broken down into other different personality types. So again, it's very interesting. Let me see. Resources. Let's go to resources. So this just isn't some money grab, pseudoscience type of bullshit. It's something that went into it, and it's showing you how you can execute for beginners, personal growth, explore a wide range of personal development topics for a more fulfilling life. It just gives you different options and different things to look at. A deep dive. How deep do you want to get into it? How far do you want to take it? Only you know what's going on in your life. You got new research. If the screen will change. Spin. You got here you go. Your attachment style. What type of people can you not let go of, or are you seeking your tribe? Who are your people? Being in the minority at work. Are you that person that always got that last question? Hey, did we think about this when you're coming out of your meetings? Being respected. Big one for men, in particular for black men. Storytelling. Then it gives you a space here for a community. Where we at? We're going to go into some theory real quick. Again, I'm not a professor. I'm not some academician or guru, psychologist, specialist, none of that shit. That degree on the wall behind me, which arm am I pointing with? There, right above my head, I have a degree in project management. That's where the buck stops. I'm not a clinical doctor. I'm not a psychological doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I don't play one on YouTube. I'm just a brother that cares, that found go. It gives you the history of it. Where are we at? This is, again, Karen Cook Briggs. the Myers-Briggs indicator that I forgot who mentioned that earlier. I think it was Beanie that mentioned it earlier. Again, they pulled from Dr. Carl Jung, and it just goes on again. And look, the assessment's available in 49 languages. This isn't just an American thing. This is I don't want to say a phenomenon, but a global tool that several other businesses use as well when they're looking for, do they want to put this person in this position? Who are they? Do we want to hire this person? Let me see. Damn it. I clicked on something else. But you get an idea, you get the feel for what the website and the test can be used for. Again, we got to start thinking outside of the box. I'm gonna bring it back on me. Come on, computer. Bring it back on me. We got to start thinking outside of the box, gentlemen, and the different tools that we can start using to our benefit. We can't talk about women's personalities, all these different things. And it was something that I always thought about when Kevin Samuels was speaking, was when he was on the ladies about, did you do this? Are you not on that? I had to think from a male perspective, let me make sure I'm not on the same type of bullshit that he's right about when he's, debating these women or whatnot, and the women aren't getting it. We can't say they're illogical. We can't say that they lack accountability, and you don't want to take something like this that's a tool again for yourself. Give yourself the opportunity to grow. This isn't the only one that's out there. You can go look for different tools. You can look for different personality tests. Again, I told you I'm not big on the Zodiac, but I do believe there is something to it. I do look at my horoscope. I have looked at my life path number. We can get into that at another time. I might hit y'all with a esoteric live. Whoever in here is who's in here. But everybody's not going to move in that path. But it will help you navigate how you move with other people and how you allow other people to move with you. Let me get some more of these comments. I think y'all just speaking. Brother Malika says, exactly. Uh-oh.
Got it! Got it!
There we go.
Hotter than fish grease!
Again, y'all, this is just a tool. This was not meant to be a long live. I did want to check back in. Still getting my feet wet, getting back in rhythm of being live on a more consistent basis. Thank you for everybody who rocked with me earlier today. I did contribute to the ratchetness of the week. Y'all could go back and watch that video from earlier. I was on a little bit over an hour. We talked about Lisa Ray and Travis Hunter's girlfriend and Keisha Cole and that whole age span that women have just simply lost their mind as far as dating and mating. But that was for that live. We'll see what we're going to do this week. I have a couple of ideas. I'm going to sit down, try to hash them out, and get back at you later on this week. I'm going to change up and try to get some hard live dates. It probably won't be until the top of next year when I'm really ready to settle in and really get to cooking on a consistent basis as far as like whether or not I'm going to go on Tuesday or Thursday. But thank you everybody for being in here that has. Let me see any parting thoughts. Brother Malika says, the Briggs test is definitely a useful tool to help you move and evolve in life. That's all it is, brothers. It's not the end all be all. Use the tool. Use the right tool for the right job. The right tool for the right job of helping you as a man find a positive fuck it starts right here. It starts with you. So whatever is going to help you sharpen your sword, do that. The drinking, the drugging, the partying late, the hoes, all that shit has its place.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
But you got to start pumping your brakes on it. And I'm talking to y'all young cats too, because you think your ass out there having fun and you can bounce back because you're in your 20s. When that motherfucking wall hits you as a man, because brothers hit the wall too, it just looks a little bit different. When you hit the wall as a man, shit is hard to bounce back from because you already know nobody gives a fuck. And the first answer you're going to get is, You a grown ass man. So be on your square. I use that term loosely now, but I mean it. Be on your square, as we always say. Salute to the brothers of the craft. Be on your square, man. No matter what you're doing. Do not overdrink. Do not overdrug. Do not oversex. Don't put yourself in a position where you got to climb out of a hole that you created for yourself. Because I promise you, when you're doing that shit that looks like it's fun, somebody's going to help you dig your own grave. They're going to be right there with you, egging that shit on. What looks like life usually causes death. This boring shit tonight that kind of moves along slowly, what looks like death is actually giving you life.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Beanie says, for real, bring the fire, brother Kofa. I appreciate it. Beanie says, one step at a time. Facts. 100. And I think I just dropped a bar right there. The stuff that looks like it's giving you life is usually bringing you closer to death quicker. The stuff that looks like death is giving you life. With that, we're going to end it there. I want to thank Brother Greg earlier. He hit me with a 20 spot earlier in the day with a super chat, but I missed it because it was a Cash App. So thank you, Brother Greg. If you see this on the replay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, we'll be back at y'all later on this week. Like I always tell you, I love you. Ain't shit you can do about it. As always, you matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. Peace. Catch y'all on the next one.